November. With all the coronavirus updates that we get daily, people tend to forget that we still are in the middle of a 2020 election going on. My name is Michael Sabat, and thank you for joining me on my channel where we explore today's current events and we'll dive deep into the issues surrounding today. And first off, what we have here right now, we have a little spat here between Donald Trump and a reporter regarding Joe Biden. Let's read up real quick what's going on here. Question: Joe Biden was just attacked you in a tweet. I don't know if you've seen it. President Trump. He said what? Question: He attacked you. He just said make President Trump. He didn't write anything. Look, he has people. He has professionals from Democrats writing. Question: Mr. President, let me read to you what he said. He said, Donald Trump is not responsible for the coronavirus, but he is responsible for failing to prepare our nation to respond to it. How do you respond to that, sir? President Trump. He didn't write it. That was done by Democrat operative. He didn't write. He doesn't. He probably doesn't. He's probably not even watching right now, and if he doesn't understand what he is watching. So just so you understand, it was very nice what they wrote. I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know. They released it at a strange time. So a strange time to release something like that. But he admitted I was right. And if you read the Federalist Stories, most of you won't because you don't want to, but you won't. But you will learn something because it goes to a chart. Times. I was early. Dr. Fauci, I don't think he has changed his mind, but he said it was a very important step to stop China from coming in from a specific area that was heavily infected. We would have a whole different thing right now. So I don't really know what Joe Biden said. I don't really care. And again, I see once in a while I will say something, I will make a speech, and then there will be critique. But I will get this beautiful, brilliant critique. Joe Biden didn't write that. Joe Biden didn't write that. He wished he did, but he didn't. Go ahead, please, in the back. Wow. I must say that was probably a very big burn to Joe Biden. Now, I'm going to put here full disclosure. I have worked in politics before. I worked for about 12 years advising and done volunteering in different campaigns from the local to the federal level. Um, and full disclosure, I am a Republican. I may be a little pretty conservative in my view, but I just thought this was pretty fun because this was a beatdown of Mr. Joe Biden, who apparently is just missing from the picture this whole time. I mean, where is he? I mean, you got to think about it. This guy who criticized the president for stopping the travel from Wuhan, China, early on, it was mid January, I believe. He stopped the travel from Wuhan, and they actually called him a racist. They call him all these sorts of names. Him, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and all these federal Democrats. And now they're complaining about President Trump's response to the coronavirus. Where were they mid-January to probably even early March? Where were they? They were so concerned about impeaching the president. They were so focused on impeaching the president that they lost track of what is really going on around the world. That is the problem with the politics we have today here in America. You have one party, well, sometimes both parties, but you got especially this one party right now who just want to play to their base, and then they want and then they want to impeach and make everything that the president does as a bad thing. They can't even appreciate what he's doing now. Well, tell you what, President Trump is his whatever he's doing now is paying off, because if you looked over here, this is the public approval of President Trump's handling of the coronavirus. This is the RCP average. But if you look at this, in the beginning, you have all these Democrats and the media just bashing President Trump. Oh, where were you this whole time? Where were you? Well, you know what? The whole time, the media and Democrats were all just denying. It was the beginning of March. They were just denying that any of this was even necessary. They called President Trump a fearmonger. But as the president was doing his daily coronavirus coverage, look at how it switched. The approval rating is going straight up. Straight up. It has plateaued a little bit, but the disapproval rating has come straight down. And it went straight down right here. It's about mid-March right there. It went straight down. It's gone there right. And right now, disapproval is at 47.7, while approval is at 49.8. Now that is a big data jump from before, because the majority of people, according to polls, is that President Trump was being disapproved by the people. Now that spells a bit of bad news to Joe Biden, because he's going to be running against this, because he has been missing this whole time. Where is he? Well, he's not here. And apparently, President Trump scored not an endorsement, but something more in the line of, I don't think Joe Biden's going to be able to handle whatever is happening in the world right now. So Mr. Joe Rogan, Mr. Podcast himself, will be voting for President Trump if Joe Biden is the Democrats' nominee. Now that is a big endorsement. Even I don't call it an endorsement, but that's a big thing. Joe Rogan has got one of the biggest podcasts in the world, biggest in terms of audiences and influence. He's not even a politics guy. He's an MMA guy. Can you imagine if Joe Rogan tells people, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. I cannot vote for Joe Biden. Not with the way he is, his mental status. But let's look, because Joe Rogan is an average guy, and whatever Joe Rogan is thinking, I bet you the average person is thinking the same thing. Comedian and UFC commentator Joe Rogan would rather vote for President Trump than former Vice President Joe Biden in the 2020 election. He said on his podcast Friday, I can't vote for that guy, Rogan said at the Democratic presidential primary frontrunner. I'd rather vote for Trump than him. I don't think he can handle anything. The Joe Rogan Experience guest this week was Eric Weinstein, a mathematician and economist, as well as managing director of Thiel Capital. Full disclosure, Peter Thiel, big Trump supporter. The 2020 election came up during their discussion, and both men agreed they could not vote for Biden. I want a choice of an actual president that's viable, Weinstein said. I don't have one. Joe Rogan, who previously endorsed Biden's primary rival, Bernie Sanders, apparently preferred President Trump to serve a second term than Biden. The pressure of being the president of the United States is something that no one is ever prepared for. The only one who seems to be fine with it is Trump, oddly enough. He doesn't seem to be aging at all. And that is true. I mean, look at when I was growing up, we had George W. Bush. I remember when George W. Bush was campaigning, it was 2001 when he took office. He was a young, vibrant guy, and by 2008, he had gray hairs. Same thing with President Obama. All due respect, he aged dramatically, maybe 15 years. By the looks of it, just looks like he aged 15 years, and I almost feel bad for them. This is a job that eats up at you inside because of the stress. Do you honestly think Joe Biden can handle that much stress with his declining mental health status, with his declining speech patterns? I don't think so. I think he is going through something right now that probably people don't want to talk about. But I don't know what to tell you. I think Democrats and Joe Biden are in for a hell of a ride coming this November. If we're still going to have an election in November. I hope we do. But if it does, for now, it seems that President Trump is going to take it. Thank you.